Hello everyone, I'm Anujagi and I'm a legal intern with Lexis and Company, and the topic for today's video presentation is standing orders. So, according to the Industrial Relations Code of 2020, which has repealed the industrial employment or the standing orders of 1946, and the Industrial Employment Standing Orders Act provides for the standing orders that is required by employers to be framed. The object of the act was to require the employers to make the conditions of employment precise and definite. The act also provided for certification of standing orders in all industrial establishments enjoying 100 or more workmen, and in such other establishments as may be notified by the appropriate government. The present present Industrial Relations Code of 2020 has now repealed the earlier act, and now this code applies to the industrial establishment where there are more than 300 workers working in an industrial establishment. So prior to the enactment of the Standing Orders Act, the employers were free to regulate the conditions of service of the workmen according to their own wills. Many a time, the workmen who were not even aware of their conditions of service, which often were not laid down in writing, would therefore be dealt in a manner as the employer may decide from time to time in his absolute discretion. Commenting on this state affairs, the Labour Investigation Committee observed in 1946 that an industrial worker has the right to know the terms and conditions under which he is employed and the rules of discipline which he is expected to follow. Broadly speaking, in Indian industry, the rules of the service are not definitely set out, and like all unwritten laws where there may have been an elastic to suit the convenience of employers. No doubt, several large scale industrial establishments have adopted standing orders and rules to govern the day-to-day relations between employers and the workers. But such standing orders or rules are merely one-sided. Neither workers' organization nor the governments are generally consulted before these orders are drawn up, and often they have been given the employers the upper hand in respect of all the disputable points. So the importance of making a law defining precisely the conditions of the employment was emphasized during the discussion in the tripartite labor conferences. So to give effect to the new ideology, the Standing Orders Act 1946 was enacted. The preamble of the act makes it simply clear that the standing order shall deal with the conditions of employment of workers in industrial establishment. The object of the act is to regulate the conditions of recruitment, discharge, disciplinary actions, holidays, etc. of the workers employed in the establishment. The act also provided for the uniformity of terms and conditions of employment in respect of workmen belonging to the same category and discharging the same or the similar work in an industrial establishment. So the meaning of the term standing orders are the rules relating to the conditions of the employment framed by the employer. Standing orders are mentioned under Schedule 1 of the Industrial Relations Code of 2020, and it is defined under Section 2, Clause ZI of the Code. Standing orders means orders relating to matters set out in the first schedule. Further, Standing orders define conditions of employment and feature such items as classification of workmen, discharge, holidays, leaves, attendance, and late coming termination of service, and among other things are the conditions which amounts to conditions and amounts and the time of the payment of the retirement benefits of the employees. So this was the part 1 of the video on the topic standing orders, and I will continue it in the second part. Thank you.